Okay, it is time to start working on a new project. This one is going to be also music related, but it's not for me. This one is one I'll actually make some money off of. I build record crates for a local record store here in town, and I figured I'm going to build around. I might as well film it and show you exactly what I'm doing. Maybe you can get some inspiration and build some yourself. So we'll start over here on the side of the shop that you've not yet seen before, because my truck's usually here and I'm usually trying to just squeeze everything in. But I got my whiteboard over here, and I'm going to end up making 10 crates, and they're pretty straightforward. They're just not perfect squares, but they're fairly square. The height, 13 3/4, and the length and width, outside to outside, are both 14.5. So I'm going to do a count here on, and then there's going to be some handhelds, molds on both sides, and all the corners, just so you know, I've got box joints or finger joints, whatever you like to call them, and then the bottom panel is going to be inset into a plow that essentially runs all the way around this whole unit. So it'll be a plow being cut in all the way around there. Now that plow is going to be, this is going to be 1/2 inch Baltic birch material that I'm going to use. So the unfortunate thing about that is it comes in the weird 5x5 sheets. So I'm going to do a bit of a cut list here, and then we're going to start doing all the cuts on this video. We'll get all of that work done, and then the next video we will start going over cutting the finger joints or the box joints. So if I need 10 of these, obviously I'm going to need 40 of the sides. So 40, and the sides are going to be, maybe I can make that a little bigger for you. I set the camera up far away. So we're going to have the grain running in this direction, 13 3/4 by 14.5, and I need 40 of those. And then for the bottom, because if I'm looking at the top of this and I'm using 1/2 inch plywood, if outside to outside is 14.5, obviously inside to inside is going to be 13.5, and I'm going to be plowing in that bottom all around, 1/4 inch on every side. The bottom is actually going to need to be plus 1/4 inch, plus 1/4 inch. So I'm going to end up with the bottom pieces being, and they're a perfect square, 14 in all directions, and I need 10 of those. And with all of that, I will get myself 10 crates that I can sell to this record store. Listen Records in Edmonton, Alberta, by the way. Great record store if you need to pick up some vinyl. So this is going to be the plan, and basically we'll make a quick cut list here, just to go over that. So I have a sheet that is going to be 5x5. So what have we got here? I would be able to get myself a total of, what is that, 8 and 8, 16 pieces. 16 pieces per sheet. I need 50 pieces total. What the heck is 50 divided by 16? It's 3 and something. I need a calculator to figure that out myself. So I'm going to be cutting 3 sheets and I'll probably just cut 4 sheets, and if I make a couple more crates that I need, that's fine. So the next step is going to be setting up the saw, running these sheets through, getting myself some piles set up. I've got my counter all cleared off, so I'll set my piles right here, stack them all up. And this is going to be a real sort of mechanized process where I'm going to be just sort of turning myself into an assembly line, essentially, is the idea. Getting through this as quickly as possible. A lot of just repetitive, kind of boring work to start, and then we assemble, sand. We're going to do the handhelds too, I guess, before assembly. So we'll go over all that stuff while I'm filming this project. And yeah, but there'll be a lot of fast forward motion as I just sort of plow through a whole bunch of cut work here. And I think that's it's time to start. So let me just shift this camera.
The strap on your leather and fly. Surrender yourself to the night. Seal off our love from the light. Keep it in the dark. And pickle our hearts in the brine. They'll nod up under the white. You won't let a dog in the fight. When bark turns to bite, as the night light does it. Abide by what we share.
Sides and bottoms all cut down to their proper dimensions. You may have noticed sometimes I decide to switch over and use the other factory edge against this. That's just, sometimes when you run in a table saw you get a little off, and then I know I've got the factory side on the other side. I can flip it over, start fresh. It's not the safest cut, that cross cut, because typically you don't want to have more hanging out past than you have up against the fence. But with I'm like 14 inches there, I've got enough surface against the fence that I'm okay with it. I would never do that with something that was like 6 inches long and hanging out that far. Then I would set up my miter gauge, or I'd do it on the compound miter saw. But for this, I'm comfortable enough doing it. If you are new to a table saw, it's not one I'd recommend. I'd recommend you try something else first until you're a little bit more comfortable running a table saw. Also, fantastic blade in there, and I before we started filming, I took the time to clean it up with some special solvent. I just used a 5-gallon pail lid and just set it in there. Use this like orange solvent, and I just have a brush and I just sort of clean off all the old sap that gets worked into the teeth there. And it allows this blade to go longer and longer between sharpenings. But yeah, so the blade's still in good shape. So I was pretty comfortable cutting it. You can see there are some burn marks. Not a big deal, they'll get sanded out. It's inevitable to happen. You also probably saw me checking the fence to see if it was parallel, because it was burning a little bit at one point in time, a little bit more than I wanted. And I thought maybe that the fence was a little bit out of whack, but it wasn't, so it was probably just user error. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to stop this video here, and we're going to pick it back up when I have the dado stack in here, and I've got my jigs sort of fine-tuned, and we're ready to start cutting in all those finger joints. And so both sides of each one of these is going to get finger joints going all the way up and down. And that is a back-breaking process that I'm not looking forward to, but we got to get her done. So that'll be next video. We'll see you soon.